Teisha Bader with Shalom TV's news update for Wednesday, April the 10th, 2013. A recent public opinion poll of Palestinians shows a decrease in support for Hamas, a decrease in support for violence against Israel, and a strong push for a Palestinian unity government. The poll released today was conducted by the Jerusalem Media and Communications Center, a Palestinian organization in East Jerusalem. It shows that the overwhelming majority of Palestinians believe that rival parties Hamas and Fatah should pursue national reconciliation, even if this leads to the U.S. and Israel imposing sanctions on them. It also shows that support for Hamas by Palestinians continues to drop. Support for violence against Israel also decreased, according to the poll, with 80% of the 1,179 Palestinians surveyed saying they support nonviolent means of, quote, resistance against Israel, and 60% saying that military operations harm the Palestinians' national interests. The percentage of those who support military operations against Israel dropped from 50% in December of last year to 31% in this poll. Support for firing rockets from Gaza towards Israel dropped even more significantly. It was at 74% in December of last year, and according to this new poll, it now stands at 38%. At the same time, more than 55% of those surveyed were very critical of the Palestinian Authority's security coordination with Israel. And 65% said Palestinian leadership should only return to peace talks with Israel if there is a freeze on settlement construction. Meanwhile, the Jerusalem Post reports that Hamas and Fatah resumed efforts today to end their rivalry and form a unity government. Fatah's Azam al-Ahmed and Hamas's Musa Abu Marzouk held talks in Cairo today. And al-Ahmed said that Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas would be meeting in the next few days with Hamas leader Khalid Mashal to take further steps towards forming a unity government and holding new presidential elections in the West Bank and Gaza. Earlier this week, al-Ahmed had said that the U.S. government had, quote, softened its opposition to Fatah's reconciling and forming a government with Hamas. This after U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry had met with Abbas in Ramallah on Sunday. We turn now to reaction over the new proposal by Jewish Agency Chairman Natan Sharansky to resolve the issue of equal prayer at Jerusalem's Western Wall. As we reported to you yesterday, Sharansky had met with American Jewish leaders at the Jewish Federations of North America to present the plan to them, which includes a major expansion of the prayer area at the wall, creating two large areas as options for prayer, one traditional, the other egalitarian. After the meeting, JFNA President and CEO Jerry Silverman expressed his support for Sharansky's efforts and the right of all Jews to pray as they choose. Chairwoman of the Women of the Wall, Anat Hoffman, whose group campaigns for equal rights for women at the Western Wall, said that while Sharansky's plan was not ideal, she was willing to compromise. The rabbi of the Western Wall, Shmuel Rabinowitz, who is ultra-Orthodox, seemed to be willing to support the plan as well. He said that while the plan did not match his worldview, he could live with it. Sharansky still has to present the proposal to Israel's Knesset. And turning now to Portugal, whose parliament is set to vote tomorrow on whether to naturalize descendants of 16th century Jews who fled the country because of religious persecution. Tomorrow's first reading of the motion, brought by Portugal's Socialist Party, is expected to pass, according to the president of Portugal's Jewish community, Jose Ullman Carp. He said the motion was a huge development in proposing to give Portuguese citizenship to descendants of the Portuguese Inquisition, which began in 1536 and resulted in the expulsion of tens of thousands and the forced conversion to Christianity of countless others. Carp is hoping the measure will help attract new members to the country's Jewish community, which now stands at a little over 1,000 people. And finally today, the National Jewish Sports Hall of Fame will induct an American-Israeli athlete, one of the Munich 11, later this month. The Hall of Fame, located in Comac, New York, will induct David Berger, who was born in the U.S. and made Aliyah to Israel in 1970. He was a member of the weightlifting team of the Israeli delegation to the 1972 Munich Olympic Games. and had previously won bronze and gold medals in the 1965 and 1969 Maccabiah Games. Berger was murdered along with 10 fellow Israeli athletes after being taken hostage in the Olympic Village by Black September terrorists on September the 5th of 1972. Several days before, on September the 2nd, he competed but was eliminated in an early round of the Olympics. He said at the time that he had not expected to win, but that being there, competing for Israel, was enough. The induction ceremonies will take place on April the 21st, honoring a total of 9 athletes, including Berger. Other honorees include Olympic gymnast Aly Raisman, who won gold at the 2012 Olympics this past summer, which also marked the 40th anniversary of the Munich tragedy. After receiving her gold medal for a routine performed to the Hebrew traditional Hava Nagila, Raisman said that having that particular music wasn't intentional, but the fact that it was on the 40th anniversary was special. And that's Shalom TV's news update for Wednesday, April the 10th, 2013. I'm Teisha Bader.